Everybody, you may recognize my guest. He's one of the sexiest men on Instagram.
Oh, stop it.
I think I have to say, I don't find a lot of people funny because I'm such an asshole, but I find you to be one of the funniest people out there on the road making it happen. And he is out there on the road making it happen. He used to have a Bravo
Thank
podcast.
you.
Quin is here, Quin Lamar. He is taking
Hmm.
the time today to record Jersey. Since Jersey is such a difficult show to cover because the fans are so crazy, I said, Quin, you know what? You have unapologetic opinions. Why don't you come piss off some people?
I'm probably definitely going to piss off some people.
I can't wait. Here at She Speaks Bravo, we believe that Bravo TV is a great form of self-care and therapy. Look at me. I've been using it for over a decade, and I am a complete mess. That's me, by the way. I'm Emily, and I'm your host on this journey.
What is this, honey?
I love that.
If you're not already subscribed, get subscribed and hit that notification bell because I'm releasing new episodes at least 3 times a week.
You fool.
That's my opinion!
I talk Bravo, I talk true crime, and sometimes I talk a little scripted. So whatever you're here for, I hope you enjoy the show.
I'm going to start off by saying that I love Teresa. Like, Teresa is one of the Mount Rushmore housewives.
Yep.
Well, let's just get that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing I have to say will ever be against Teresa or her daughters, the muses of New Jersey. They do no wrong to me.
There we go. See, we're already off to a good start. I want to know how you feel. I'm gonna name the rest of the cast and see how you feel about that.
Okay.
How about Marge?
I like Marge. Marge was somebody that we actually had her.
I know
on,
you had her on the pod.
And that helped me like get to know her more like directly, because like the way people come across on the show isn't always who they are. In a lot of ways that is Marge, but it's one of those things where I feel like the things that may be annoying about her are better if she's cool with you or if you're her friend. You know, like it's better on a one-to-one basis. So personally, I would say I like Marge. On the show, I would not say, I've never felt like she was a strong housewife, but I do think she's a likable housewife usually.
All right,
Like she knows how to
This is
spin
where
it.
we're not going to get along on that one. Okay, because I hate Marge.
All right, let's go.
Dolores.
I'm tired of Dolores.
Oh,
I mean, I love Dolores. I'm tired of her storyline. I like now she's moving towards like somebody who doesn't want Frank involved, because I do think that's kind of weird.
Yes.
But
Thank
if that
God.
didn't change, if she didn't move to the point where, like, if her and this guy don't have real drama and have real problems, I'm kind of over Dolores because she's not bringing anything worthwhile to me, in my opinion, to the show.
Yeah, I do. I am liking though that Jen and her are fighting because it is giving something a little different, because usually Dolores is able to like play all sides and get where everyone's coming from. But I like that she's like unapologetically done with Jen.
Right.
And
That seems
I like
to be a theme.
Jen too, because I like Jen being messy. But Jen's also kind of pissing me the fuck off this season. The way she's handling it. Oh, see, I can get on team Jen sometimes, but this season I'm like, Jen, I don't like the way Jen's executing this season.
Okay, I can see that. I feel like there's this big like anti-peacemaker thing going on in all of the Bravo shows. Like they're taking down Karen Huger. Like if you can make peace with people, they want you gone.
Yep.
And so
yes, that's true.
I like that Dolores she does seem like down to earth. I like that Wendy calls her the black one, because she does remind me of a black woman in a lot of ways. And that makes me think like she's fair. She's like, it's like when they cast a black judge on like SVU, tough but fair automatically, right?
Yes.
So like that's the way I feel about Dolores. But I like her getting in the dirt. Like, I want to see my housewives get dirty and fight. And not be like above the fray. That's not what you're on TV for. Get down in it. Get dirty.
Because I know she can fight. She used to fight. I'm like, I need you to fight. All right, here's the big one. Melissa.
Emily, I know you're setting me up. You know that I've been very vocal for a long time about how much I hate Melissa Gorga. I hate the way she handles her family. I hate the way she is with her husband. I hate her hair. I hate everything about Melissa Gorga. I hate that she's raising these little asshole boys.
Yep.
Who are going to think that it's okay to treat their girlfriends like bullying them the way their father treats her. I hate that. I hate that whole toxic male thing that she lets happen in that house.
Oh, God, I can't. Okay.
It pisses me off. In 2023, it pisses me off.
Pisses me the fuck off. Okay, good. So now I know where we stand. I'll take us through the episode. Now I know where we stand.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So we pick up at the storming out of Jen, walking out, calling Dolores a handbag. Great read, unfortunately. As much as I love Dolores, it was a really good read.
It was good.
It was fucking good. But Melissa, this is why I can't stand Melissa. Her contribution to this scene, it's like she knows she's never been cool with Jen, but now she's like, I'm gonna be Jen's friend. So she's like, she thinks you don't care. But Dolores goes, have I not gone up against all of you to stand up for her? So shut the fuck up, Melissa. And they cut to this compilation of all the times Dolores has been the only one at a party where she's the only one defending Jen. So please, Melissa, shut the fuck up. But then they cut to Jen being all crazy in the car, like, to think I was ever friends with that fucking lowlife. And Bill being like, look. And Jen going, don't look me. Just
she's like, I'm angry and irrational. Let me be.
And I actually do feel bad for Bill, because Bill is like, oh yeah, no, like I'm gonna have to deal with this for hours.
For hours. Like, Melissa, in my opinion, is doing that thing where, quite frankly, I think it's smart for her to do. She's on the outs with the main housewife. She needs to rally around support.
Oh yes.
So she's definitely on her goodwill tour of, I don't hate you. And I'm gonna get into what my real problem, Melissa, really quick before we keep going. My real problem with her, besides the way I don't like the feminist presence that I think she lacks in her household. Which I know I'm a man, who am I to say, but I was raised by a woman who is in a male-dominated field, or at least she was in a male-dominated field. And by that, I mean street gang member.
Yep.
And so I'm used to women being a certain, like, there was no, gender roles in my house. There was no, is my mother is a woman as good as any man. Of course, she can beat up most of my friends' fathers. There was never an issue with that. So, like, when I look at her, I see a girl who would cut you off for her boyfriend, who would stop talking to you if her boyfriend didn't like you. Like, that's what I get from Melissa, and I always have. And I get that you need to be on the same page with your spouse, but there's a way to do it.
You're not wrong, though, because multiple people have said that about her. Like, I know people say,
oh yeah, you can tell.
Because like I know Amber, who came in that weird season with the twins. That was a weird season where Dina came back. Amber was crazy and her husband was crazy, but she said that Melissa cut her off when she got with Joe. That was one person. Teresa says that Teresa wanted to be close with her, but Melissa wouldn't call her and wouldn't communicate because she was all about being with Joe. Another person said it too, and I can't remember, but there have been friends who've come in and it's like they were labeled as thirsty because they just wanted to talk shit about Melissa. But multiple people have said that exact thing, that she cut them off because she just wanted to be with Joe.
It's pretty obvious. And the way they handle things, the way she, I have siblings. Anybody who has siblings, as an adult, that there's a certain part of when your spouse has siblings that you just don't get involved in because that's not your business. Your job is to support your spouse, dealing with them, not taking stands and making matters worse. Because no matter what your spouse's sibling does to you, it's always worse to them. And in a way, no matter what they do to you, it's because of your spouse, because that's their sibling. So she's not really the focus of a lot of what's going on between her and Teresa. A lot of it is basically just between Teresa and Joe.
Always.
And I feel she exacerbates that, and she doesn't make peace where I feel like she could make peace. And the last thing I want to say is, I feel like she's never been interested in having a sisterhood with Teresa because she already has two sisters of her own. And I don't think she ever cared about that.
And kind of, it feels like she almost taunts Teresa with that at times.
She does. She's jealous of her.
Yeah, she like
Teresa
taunts
is the
her.
reason we're watching. She is the reason that we are watching. They paused the show when she went to jail. Like Teresa, there is no New Jersey without Teresa. And I mean, there is no state of New Jersey without Teresa.
He said what he said.
I said what I said. And Melissa it's just ridiculous. But I'm off my tangent now. We can go back to what you were saying.
This is fun for me. Because I was like by myself talking about how much Melissa drove me crazy last season. Because at least Melissa has more to do this season, because we are gonna we're gonna like revamp the hatred, and it's gonna give her more of a thing, because last season was painful.
That's something she has.
Yeah, last season was like bad fake scene after bad fake scene, and it was driving me absolutely crazy.
Now, for those of you who know, my husband Donnie is a fan of Melissa Gorga. So we go back and forth. He doesn't love her. He doesn't want to admit it. I'm probably letting the secret out, but he doesn't feel about her the way that he should. And so when we went into, I think this was maybe the season before that, I can't remember. When we were like doing that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to like Melissa. I'm going to take everything. I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to watch the season new. And I'm going to try to see it. And what did I see? I saw the same old bullshit. I saw her telling her daughter that her boobs were huge on television.
I know.
I saw her doing all of this stuff that I'm like, why are you doing this? Instead of having a real plot line about your husband. I'd be happier if they made a plot line about Joe being on the road as a comedian. Like, I think that would be interesting. I mean, I don't understand why his comedy career is doing better than NeNe Leakes, but whatever. I don't understand why my comedy career is doing better than NeNe Leakes. It makes no sense. But I would watch that. This whole thing is like, oh, my sister, we're supposed to be family, but we're not family. And it's just dumb. It's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
And it's a lot because of Melissa, but it's also because of Johnson.
Yes. And someone wrote a really good, I'll get to that scene and I'll read a DM. Someone wrote in that was kind of perfect to kind of sum up why I'm not buying it. Their bit anymore. There is nothing worse than going to a doctor's appointment that you've been waiting forever for because it took that long to get the appointment, and you expect to be the center of attention. You've got your list of questions, and then your doctor seems like they really have better things they could be doing and better places they could be. Instead of listening to you, asking how you feel, helping you along, the doctor is like, okay, you're fine. You're good. You're fine. It's probably nothing. Great. I've even had to tell someone what I think the symptoms are, and they went, I mean, could be. Oh, could be. On ZocDoc, you'll find quality doctors who focus on you, listen to you, and prioritize your care. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. When you are not feeling your best and you're just trying to hold it together, finding great care shouldn't take up all your energy. That is where ZocDoc comes in. Using their free app that millions of users rely on, you can find the right doctor that meets your needs and fits your schedule. Book an appointment with a few taps in their app and start feeling better faster with ZocDoc. Go to ZocDoc.com/SheSpeaks and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/SheSpeaks. ZocDoc.com/SheSpeaks. But Melissa keeps going. She's like, she wants you to love her. She wants you to be obsessed with her. What? I love Dolores goes, are you fucking giving her that much? It was so Jersey. She's like, what the fuck are you? Are you doing that? What are you? No one's doing that for her.
Nobody's doing that.
No one's so just knock it off. And Teresa's trying to like play both sides, but no, guys.
One of my favorite moments from BravoCon. I was not there, but I followed it. Even being out of the Bravoverse, I couldn't help but follow Bravo.
It was everywhere
on social media. It was everywhere, but I also loved it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things was when they had that big panel and they were talking, and Pena stood up from Atlanta and she referenced Melissa, and nobody cheered.
Oh.
I can't remember what she was talking about. She was like, but I was with Melissa Gorga, and the crowd was silent.
Was she,
Like, there
did she
was no
like pause for, did she pause for
She
applause
did.
too?
She did, and it didn't come. And I thought that summed up Melissa perfectly, and I thought that was hilarious. Because nobody cared. And you know, whenever they do those panels, like Dorinda stood up and said something, the minute they said Dorinda, crowd cheered. The minute King stood up, they said the crowd cheered.
Oh my God.
She literally gestured to her, and nobody said anything.
What panel was that?
Crickets. I can't remember. It was the one where it was like a mixture of the housewives. And I think it's the one that Dorinda stood up and said she wanted to be taken off pause. It was that wild one.
Oh, okay. That's amazing.
And she got the crowd to chant, make it nice, make it nice.
You know, Dorinda really had no shame. She really
Oh,
did. She had no fucking shame about that. Like,
for all the shit she talked
was
about
so
Josiah.
awkward. Andy was like, okay, we're not.
I mean,
doing
after you
that.
fire somebody, what can you do when they like
Yeah.
publicly ask for their job back?
It's like that's the next level. Next level. All right. Speaking of Melissa and Joe being like desperate, they have a scene
So
where they're
desperate.
packing up to go to the award show presentation in LA. And I think this was
Which she's only going to because of Teresa.
Yeah, I think this is the VMAs that they all went to. This is like all this scene is for them to discuss all the ways Teresa has made them feel unloved. This is what the scene is. So they discuss how Louis said that insecure comment and how that offended them, the engagement party and the seating being off, and how Joe's not walking her down the aisle. No ownership whatsoever at all.
Yeah.
Nothing that they've done to bring this on. It just magically has gotten to this point through no fault of their own. And that's where I lose trust in them. And this is what someone wrote in that said it perfectly. They said, Joe never seeing himself as a contributor to the problem is why I'll never be Team Gorga. A years-long feud can't happen unless both sides are involved. He and Melissa are truly either delusional or manipulative or just plain stupid. I don't know. And they go, and I'm not even Team Teresa. It's like, you don't even have to be. It's just like, it's true.
You don't have to be.
It's like, you can't have zero to do with it.
That's true.
Come
like,
on
you
now.
play a part in that. Especially being siblings. Like, you're arguing about stuff that is like way deeper than what's going on the show. Like, no fight with your sibling is ever going to be just what's happening in the moment. It's always going to have other stuff in it. What lost me when I saw that Teresa's children were also against them, that said a lot to me. Like, for me, like, in the times when I've had to, in my opinion, be on my parents' side against their siblings, I know that that's just real, and there's a reason for that. And It doesn't seem like their children have any skin in the game or care at all. But Teresa's daughters are very protective of her. And looking at it from a viewer, like, business standpoint, this puts the Gorgas at a very big disadvantage because we all know the next generation of New Jersey is those girls. Like that.
I know, right?
They are the future of the show. So if they don't fuck with you and the mother doesn't fuck with you, what are you doing? You just sitting in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You don't bring anything to the show.
Well, and then Joe kind of gets even more like victim-y. He's like, it would be great, if we could all like get dinner sometime, but we're probably just going to drift apart. Teresa said that when Joe was talking about how he was all there for Teresa when Giudice was gone, she's like, no, they weren't. Like, they never invited me out. They never invited me to dinner. And when I would ask, why don't you ever invite me out? He said, oh, we only go out with couples. Oh, okay, well, I'm your sister. Like, invite me too. Like, I don't care. Like, I could go to a dinner and sit with you guys, but like, then the cameras go up and you act like you've been there for me the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's...
I think they're kind of stuck. I think they're stuck because like they're famous because of Teresa, but they don't want that reality. Mm-hmm. So they want to still feel like they're famous for being themselves. But anytime Teresa is there, the shine is never going to be on them. Yeah. Like, that's never going to happen. When Chris Hemsworth is there, Liam is not Chris Hemsworth. And if Liam being by himself, sure, that's a big deal. Until Chris is there.
Oh,
and that's just
so sad.
The fact of the matter. And you can go through so many siblings that way. Michael and Janet, John and Joey Travolta. We can keep
all
going.
The Baldwins.
all the ballrooms. Once Alex show up, all the shit shut down. That's just the way it goes. And they don't like that. And they like to feel like they're famous or celebrities for a reason. And it has nothing to do with her. And, you know, that's what you get. I don't understand. I don't know if this season is going to include Joe's comedy tour that he's been doing, which I think is basically like New Jersey and the South and all those places.
Is that where it is?
But
I don't even know where. I don't know where he plays or where. I have no idea.
I know he's played in New Jersey. He sold out some big place in Jersey, and he sold out some place, I want to say, in like Texas too.
Okay.
It's a performance. I can't say I call it comedy. I think jokes should have like a setup and punchline. But
is it just like I imagine it more like a monologue.
It's like a very dirty monologue, or a tangent. It's, you know, like, there's nothing wrong with dirty comedy. Just, you know, just make it funny. You know, that's my whole thing. And I watched it and I was just like, like if he was in a show, like if I was in a show with him and like there were other comics there, because like he's a personality. He's not a comedian.
Exactly.
He didn't do the work. He didn't do open mics. He did not come up through the ranks. He did not pay his dues. He just has a platform that he uses, and I'm not mad at that. But don't act like all of a sudden like, oh, now I can just do this. It's like, no, it's much more than that.
Well, that's why it's, you know, insulting. I think of all forms of performing, stand-up comedy, I think, is the hardest.
You got to bomb. You got to get out there. You got to bomb. That's just the rite of passage. That's why we stick together. Like, even if a comedian says something really fucked up, we're all slow to be like, oh, well, just because we know that's tough. I mean, we might not agree with it, but like, you know, so
shit happens.
I mean,
it's a really hard medium.
It's really hard. And some people are naturally good at it. Nene Leakes is naturally good at it. I don't know why she's not doing it.
Is it just because of that one thing that she did where she heckled back at a heckler?
I forgot about that.
I'm thinking that's why she stopped.
Maybe that's why, but it doesn't seem like her image really cares a lot about that, because now she's like, to talk about her briefly, I feel like she outgrew Housewives and she should have left and moved on, but she didn't. And now she's kind of stuck in it because now she's talking shit about Robin Dixon, and I'm like, why are you even acknowledging Robin Dixon?
Yeah.
Like,
she's stuck in the bitterness of it. Like she's still like resentful.
Like, you are on Mount Olympus. Why are you looking down that far?
I know,
like, you're a part of the
You know what the problem
culture.
is? When she was on Housewives, then she got Glee and got like Hollywood success, and then while on Housewives, lost it. Yeah. It's like she did the thing where she didn't like, it wasn't like where she George Clooney'd. She left ER then got bigger and never came back. She like it. We watched it on the show. Like she left, got big, was like, I'm too good for all of you. And then we watched her go from that to doing like a weird Cirque du Soleil hosting thing where she didn't really make sense doing that. And then she had to get lower and lower. And then she kept like not showing up until like midway through a season because she was like fighting with them about her contract. And then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse.
It's a shame. It's a shame because I do think it's something that she... Like, Bethany Frankel got a show on HBO because she was like trying to get her next assistant. Nene could have definitely pitched a show with her going on the road with real comedians, learning from them and performing.
True.
Muddy was on the floor. I don't know what's wrong with that. I don't know why it didn't happen. But getting back to the show,
that was a great idea.
It would have been a great idea for her. And HBO is a great place for comedy. Great show idea. It's what I would have done.
Idea. Damn, good pitch.
She just, I mean, so to watch him doing it and whatever. I respect him having something other than Teresa, even if we're going to focus on him doing comedy. Melissa doesn't have
good idea. Yes, give them By the way, what you just pitched was Joe having a storyline. It's about the Housewives. We still don't have a story for Melissa.
We don't. She never had. There's a story that they don't want to let it out because every marriage has a story. Every marriage has something. And Teresa will share it all, and they'll call her a scarecrow and call her stupid for doing it. But she shares herself. They try to hide stuff and produce themselves and stuff, and then it's inauthentic. It's as boring and inauthentic as Lisa Rinna. There is no way that there is no problems between Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin. There's no way. No way.
No fucking way. Not with those daughters.
Not with those daughters the way they turned out.
Nope.
Not that they turned out bad. But no way. No
No.
way.
There's
They've been married
layers
for
and
too damn long in
complexities.
Hollywood. No, there's no way.
He's going off camping for months at a time. Please.
Mhm.
Please, please,
Yeah,
please.
sure. Alone. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, got it. Cool. All right, back to this. Let's switch gears to the new, like it's ruminating. We already have glimpses of it through social media. Danielle, the new girl, who I'm liking. She's like a cartoon character. I kind of like a
Okay,
big ridiculous person.
Now, which I do need to be like, I've only watched these 2 episodes. Danielle, is she the new housewife with the pointy nose?
With the real thick blonde.
The
She's
blonde one.
Yeah, the blonde one.
The one who's real, the one from Staten Island.
Yeah.
The one who probably voted against me. Yeah. Yeah,
Sure. Yes. When
Yeah.
you watch Jersey, you got to know that probably all of them
All of
voted
them
red.
voted red.
Even like because I said this to someone was it Joe Gunn? I told him, I said, Dolores most likely votes red. He was like, don't say that. I go, look, she's old school Italian.
She's like, don't cuss.
She was like,
And her father was like a cop, right?
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
she probably doesn't think abortion rights are important. So let's not even get it twisted.
It's sad.
But
you know.
you have to compartmentalize when you watch Jersey.
You have to separate the
We're
art
watching
from the
a
artist.
movie. We're watching this is a different world we're watching right here. But so Danielle comes over and is talking to Jen. She likes Jen. Jen's been the nicest to her. So she's like, Jen, we're cool. She's team Jen with the whole Jen Dolores fight. But then they FaceTime Teresa to get the right. They FaceTime Teresa to be like, how'd that sit down with Margaret go? And I like Teresa goes, it went well. And they go, did Margaret apologize? She goes, no, but we talked. But then this leads them to talk about Laura, Margaret's ex-best friend. Now, I had already dealt with the Laura of it all. Laura had gone on, is it All About the Real Housewives podcast? And done her like tell all of what happened, what this sit down was. So I'd already heard about it. Full disclosure, Laura has one of the most boring speaking voices and storytelling abilities, which is why. So Laura was supposed to be a housewife. She tested, she didn't get on. She wants to blame Margaret for not getting on. But when you listen to this woman talk, you're like, oh, no wonder she didn't get on. Like, okay, so that was your problem. So her version is that she just wanted to talk to Teresa and Jen because she didn't understand why she didn't get on the show. And it wasn't just about Margaret. It was about family and kids and blah, blah. I'm like, girl, I would respect you more if you were like, I was fucking pissed at Margaret and I needed them to know all about Margaret. I would respect you so much more if it was that. But Jen, I like that Jen was honest. She goes, yeah, I wanted to fucking know the tea. Like I wanted to know what was up with Margaret. I respect that. And it's true. Margaret would absolutely do the same thing. Margaret is Margaret's known for digging up tea on people. She's got accounts in her back pocket that she leaks shit to.
She's the bone collector of New Jersey.
But she's not even like bone collector makes it seem like you would be obvious about it. Margaret is so stealth. She keeps all that shit off that show.
So she's like espionage. She's like the CIA.
Oh yeah. She is real covert. And so, but then so Danielle's like, oh wow, guys, did she talk about anyone else or just Margaret? And both Teresa and Jen are like, and it's dead silent. By now we know that she talked about Melissa cheating on Joe.
Oh, she cheated on Tarzan apparently.
Oh yeah. So with a hot guy. And so what we know by now is that, so what this chick Laura was doing was telling them all the shit Margaret had told her about the group. So like basically all the shit Margaret had been digging up on them.
Had been stockpiling. So Margaret's
like,
just sitting on this information.
It's like, it's like they were besties. So Margaret would be like going to her like, guess what I found out about this person? Guess what I found out about this person? Well, now that friend, Laura, has gone rogue because she hates Margaret. And she's like, I'm going to tell you all the secrets Margaret's been keeping about you guys.
And that's why no loose ends. That's why you don't leave loose ends. Everybody knows that.
Exactly.
When that friendship fell, fell apart, that woman became a loose end.
Yep.
She should have been snipped.
Yep. So it wasn't even so much like it was saying shit about Margaret. It was like all the shit Margaret has been saying about them. And so, yeah. And Jen's,
I miss this. This is delicious.
Yeah. And so Jen's like, look, we're not going to say it because that'll make us just as dirty as Margaret. But if Margaret pisses me off, how about just don't push my buttons? How about that? So shit's gonna eventually come out.
Of course it's going to.
Yeah. So what's kind of a bummer though is that this is why things leaking on social media ahead of the show is sort of annoying, because if we didn't know
and then it happened,
and we'd be like, ooh, what is it gonna be? But instead, I already know the punchline. I already know the ending. You know?
So you just have to wait.
So now I'm like, all right, well, get to it. Because if they even bother to do like these cliffhangers, like, ooh, are they going to finally reveal it? We're like, but we already know.
We already know that.
Like,
well, it depends, because like I don't follow Bravo as closely, so this is news to me. I didn't know anything about this.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
So you just put me on T, because I had no idea. I mean, I believe all of it. I always believe everything that I hear.
Oh, yeah. So, and it was Margaret but Margaret's going to lie and be like, I never said that. But all of these people have come out saying that they absolutely heard it from Margaret. Margaret like texts them or something, like there's all this, all of these receipts and things. Yes.
Oh, this is amazing.
2023 is all about having the confidence of a housewife. As Lisa Barlow says, I don't care if you like me. I love myself enough for the both of us. So feel good, do good, be good to yourself with Kitsch. Kitsch makes feeling good simple with luxurious, game-changing essentials that beauty enthusiasts swear by. It doesn't matter what your budget is, what your skin type is, what your hair type is. Kitsch believes that you deserve little indulgences at affordable prices morning, noon, and night. Kitsch is badass too. They started in 2010 by selling hair ties door to door. They just hustled. Now they are sold in over 20,000 retail locations. They are self-funded and female-founded. Okay, boss queens. Their best sellers are their satin pillowcases, which I have been using for years. They have satin caps and eye masks, and satin is vegan and cruelty-free. So great for your hair and skin while you sleep. Shampoo and conditioner bars, which I've never even thought of bottle-free beauty, but hello, environment. Heatless satin curling rollers. Say goodbye to heat damage. There are TikTok videos of people throwing away their $600 curlers for this. The amazing thing is, they're only a fraction of the price, $18. Kitsch also has the classic quick dry hair towels and hair ties and scrunchies and so much more. I think I own all of their hair ties, all of their scrunchies, and 4 of their satin pillowcases. I love Kitsch. Right now, Kitsch is offering you 30% off your entire order at mykitsch.com/shespeaks. That's right. 30% off anything and everything at mykitsch, spelled mykitsch.com/shespeaks. One more time, mykitsch.com/shespeaks for 30% off your entire order.
I want to like Danielle. That's her name, right?
Uh-huh. She too much for you?
She's a bit too much. Her, I don't like badass kids. And that little kid talks to him, he speaks British. And I mean, like, it triggered the black daddy in me. I was like, get the fucking belt. Like, I was so like, we on TV. Like, you don't talk like that on TV. That angers me. Like, I guess I'm too old school. Like, I can deal with the sassy kid, like Jenny's daughter on Salt Lake. That was cute,
Yeah, uh-huh.
I can deal with that. Jennifer Aydin's children, some of those girls cross the line, almost getting backslapped, but I can take that too. But that little motherfucker, when he said on TV,
when he went mother and then fucker,
I was like, oh no, this looks like negligence. This looks like child negligence to me. But like the way that her house is like run that way, it's a very inappropriate household, in my opinion.
Okay, fair.
I'm seeing the household of like when I play online while little like 12-year-olds are calling me the N-word when I beat them. I'm like, this is that kind of house that allows that kind of speech.
I will be on alert for that because you know what? Sometimes I have blind spots.
I mean, that's what they do.
That's fair.
I mean,
that's fair.
I mean, it's kind of funny. It's bad, but it's kind of funny. But like, so it triggers me. Like, I don't know. And my mother was so strict that when I see a child behave that way, I just like,
you're like,
I don't know. I feel like
I know what you could do.
She possesses me, just like.
You're like,
but
trust it.
Other than, but if I take that out of it,
how did you feel about Rachel's household then? The other new girl, the dark-haired girl.
Well, her kids can't talk yet.
Well, then, but then she also had the 15-year-old stepson,
the 15 who kept breaking his phone,
who had to pay for. He's like, I'll pay for the whole thing, and they were like, you better pay for it. Did that feel good?
15 years old is old enough to get a job. And if I'm not going to keep paying, like iPhones are expensive.
Yeah, they were like $222. I was like, yeah, he better pay for that.
Yeah,
especially if he keeps breaking it. Especially if it's like multiple. I mean, how many times have you broken your damn phone?
Like, what are you doing? Like, you just don't care. So I'll make you care. You either won't have a phone like everybody else on the planet, or you'll pay for it. So like that amount of privilege. You know how I feel about rich people. I think all rich people should be in jail, but I think they should all be thrown into prison. But beyond that,
and their wealth just scattered amongst the rest of us.
Distributed amongst us. We just like go into their houses.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. None of their homes are easy to. You can't guard a home that's on a beach. Like you can't fortify that. Your houses are all glass. We can just walk right into it. Let's just walk right in, drag them out. Drag them out. No, I'm just kidding. But we should definitely tax the rich. I will say that. But yeah, like I mean, most of the people who are rich because they broke the law anyway. Throw them in jail.
I agree. I am right.
I don't like that level of wealth. The level of wealth is a little, or not wealth, because that's something that I think happens with like my sister and her children, and I wouldn't call them wealthy. They're comfortable, but they're not wealthy.
Yeah,
I don't think that's like a really big money problem, but it's still like teach this kid something. He's 15 years old.
Yeah, totally.
But she's only like what? She
seemed very young.
She's born. I think she was born in 91.
That's what she said. Yeah, I know. I don't like that. I need my housewives. I need my housewives older than me.
Older than me.
I don't like it. I do not like that.
I remember when the young housewife
belong on
was
another
like
show.
Candace.
Yes, you belong on another show. Okay,
another show.
I
not these old ladies.
No. I don't like.
Teresa's turning 50. Between you and me, I thought she was older than that.
It's funny, Teresa, is this going to sound weird? She seems like not an age. Like Teresa didn't seem, when she said 50, I'm like, oh yeah, you have to turn an age, but I never even put an age to her.
I put an age to her, 55.
55?
I thought she was.
Wow, okay.
Like I think she looks good for her age, but like I already thought she was in her 50s.
Teresa, for me, is like this ageless, like Italian sea creature emerges. I'm like, you don't get
it doesn't age. It's just there.
You're just Teresa. Like I just forgot that she like. I'm
as
like,
old
what's
as
she
New
gonna?
Jersey itself.
I'm like, is she going to get like old? Like, what's Teresa gonna be like when she's like 80? Like that was such a weird thought to me.
I think that if that is 50 for her, the next 10 years are going to be crucial. They're going to be crucial to see how she goes. She's either going to go full on scary or she's going to be well preserved, like pickled for the next 15.
Yeah, because I need to know like what kind of work is she going to get done? What kind of lifts are we going to do? Because I'm already concerned about what she's done now. Because
the lips, the
eyes, all that shit, so that's,
she has naturally big eyes, and that can be very scary when you get work done.
Yeah, so the work that's to come is going to be interesting. Yeah,
but I think Teresa's beautiful though.
I do too.
I did think she was already 50 though. Like I mean,
it's okay. So there we go.
Because like I think Kenya Moore is 50 already, right? Cynthia is 50. So I was like, I thought she was 52.
Kenya cannot be
Cynthia's
50.
like 53. Cynthia's probably about 53 or 54 by now. So
that
like,
I believe, but Kenya has like is Kenya 50? Look that up because Kenya
I'm
has
looking it up right
a
now.
little girl, and that.
Janet Jackson had her baby at 50.
Oh, that's scary. I mean, just because like then you're 68 when the kid is 18. I mean, I guess we're living older now, but like
Kenya Moore is 52.
holy shit. She just did that. She's doing that show, that fucking Special Forces show.
That Navy SEAL show? Uh-huh.
That show
52.
stresses me the fuck out too.
It stresses me out too.
Oh my God. I
got hooked on it.
It's kind of like, I text Donnie. I was like, this show's like a very niche porn, like some way. Like
it's Republican porn.
It's
Republican. That's what it is.
Yeah. And like,
and it's like,
it's kind of gay porny
to me.
too.
I'm like,
because
I'm the most red person, but
yes.
That's a red ass show and I like it.
Yeah.
So.
Like when the guys get in the other guys' faces, I'm like, oh yeah, rip each other's clothes off. Like it's like it's one step away from that.
I love when they yell at the basketball players. Yes. They're just like looking at him like, you're just entitled, blah, blah. And I'm like, it reminds me every time I've ever gotten into it with a man, I'm like, are you really going to yell at me from down there?
Yeah.
Like,
it's so fucking funny. Whew, okay, tangent. All right, now we're at Margaret's house. Melissa's showing up with sprinkle cookies. I'm like, so you're going to take Teresa's line? Every kind of bit of material that Melissa uses is recycled.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like, that is Teresa's bit. She brought me sprinkle cookies. I threw them in the garbage. I'm like, so you showing up with sprinkle cookies is like a... This is such... For all my listeners, I'm sorry. Like, last episode, I was trying to be as, like, unbiased and, like, presenting both sides. I am just... because Quinn is here, I'm just shamelessly against Melissa this episode, okay? Let me have this. Let me have this because
there's not an original thing about that one.
Because like she walks in with sprinkle cookies. Marge is like, oh look, she brought sprinkle cookies. I'm like, so Teresa's joke. Like even this is Teresa's bit, you guys.
It's important. Like I knew she had nothing when. Do you remember when Real Housewives Ultimate Girl Trip and she had no memorable clip for them? They played everybody's memorable soundbite. And hers was one I didn't even recognize. I was like, when is that from? When did she say that? Everybody else, you're like, oh, I remember that. Cynthia's was a little, I had to like search my memory bank for Cynthia's, but I'm like, okay, I kind of remember that one. But for her, I was like, she doesn't say anything. She doesn't do anything.
Then just like to top it off, they do the little game where they play like, by the way, this wasn't even a game. This was one round of like they're going to ask a question. Maybe they played more and they just cut it, but it was the only sex act that makes me feel a little guilty is, and they write their thing down, they put it in. And Marge's was at least a little fun. It was sex while driving and truck drivers see, because Joe always wants a blowy when they're driving, which I don't even believe, by the way.
I don't believe she would do that.
But then Melissa's is licking his balls. That isn't guilty. And then she's in her confessional. She's like, I don't think I'm a prude. I think I'm classy. So let me get this straight. Your sexed up horn dog husband who demands sex all the time and you give it to him has not been getting his balls sucked or licked this whole time? Like, what kind of blowjob have you been giving this poor man? No, I shouldn't say poor man. I don't really care. But like, that is like, what are you doing here? Licking his balls is like the fucking, that's basic.
I mean, that's part of the job.
That's basic shit.
It's basic shit. You're absolutely right.
That's base level.
Joe and his 2 sperm.
Get out of here.
Support.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
There's 2 sperms that work.
Get out of here.
But that's classic Melissa Gorga. Like, what else do you expect? You expect her to be creative in the bedroom? She's not going to be creative anywhere. Like, she's
not going to be creative anywhere.
She just sucks, Emily. She sucks in every way.
I was like, she's like, I'm classy. And then she laughs. I'm like, that wasn't funny, Melissa. That wasn't a funny joke. No. Don't laugh at your stupid joke. It wasn't a joke, okay?
It wasn't a joke.
God. Ladies, if you're out there and you don't think licking balls is a part of it, it's absolutely a part of it. Give them 100%. A little lick. It's an amazing experience for them. I don't have balls, but I know that's a great feeling.
It's a great feeling. And to the gays, I don't think I need to say anything.
I didn't bother to include them. They know.
Yeah,
they know. Because if you have balls, you know.
You know. Yeah. I mean... I talk about it all the time. Straight men are my most near and dear to me cause. I feel so bad for them. They don't Like, I've had straight men tell me, like, oh, I just got the best blowjob. I'm like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Sorry.
It was good for you, but no, you didn't.
Yeah, just wait. Just wait.
Enjoy. Enjoy it. You don't really know. Go ahead.
All right. So Dolores goes like, how was LA with Teresa? And of course, Melissa's like, it was so weird, like we didn't really talk, but I'm relieved we don't have to fake it anymore. I'm done faking it. She's going full throttle, done with Teresa. That is what's happening. And you know what? I'm relieved too. I'm sick of you guys pretending you like each other also. Go ahead.
Same.
Blatantly hate each other. I much prefer this because
it'll be more interesting TV.
Better this way, guys. And Marge is like, you know what I did? I saw a different side of Teresa when I went over to hers and Louis's house, but her actions are going to have to back it up. All right, you know what, Marge? All right. Listen, your actions are going to have to back it up too. So like, don't be all high and mighty. All right, like this is the problem with Jersey. Does. Everyone's wrong, but everyone like acts like they're above the other one.
They have no self-awareness whatsoever.
None. Then Jackie pipes up. I was like, Jackie, you're here? Okay.
I forgot. I didn't know until I found out after the first episode that Jackie was demoted to friend of.
Doesn't it make sense?
Because I was like, I mean, it does make sense. She had the spotlight on her. I didn't think she was a good housewife, and then she crumbled under the pressure. You remember when I forgot what trip they went on after the whole cheating game with her husband, where she basically fell apart on camera. Like, she looked terrible. I felt so bad for her.
Yeah, she could not handle it.
They were all, and I don't think she can handle friend of.
They were literally like, just come tell her it's over, please. Like, please just tell her it's over so she can
put her out of her misery. She can't handle this.
We take it back.
Like, I wish they would stop demoting housewives to friend of. Friend of is a harder job than housewife to be done right. So I wish they would just stop. And then Marlo is a good example of how when you have a good friend of, keep them there.
Because she still didn't give us enough of her personal life. So next season, if she doesn't do that, then
what's the point?
That's kind of Kendrick and I were having such a hard time. We were like, so is she still not going to tell us how she makes her money? Because that's kind of all we were hoping for when she became full time.
Crazy. We thought that was the whole reason why she didn't want to do it.
That's why we're like, so now that she is full time, we're going to get that, right? Because no, and now she's like burning bridges, and I'm like, as quickly as you got that peach, it can be taken away. Exactly. So quickly. But Jackie pipes up. She's like, I think Jen is more dangerous than Teresa. And obviously Dolores agrees. And that's when Marge goes, I thought we made up, but then she goes and she meets with Laura. And this is where I feel like Marge gives herself away. Because in her confessional, she looks evil. She goes, Teresa and Jen welcomed her in with open arms and were like, tell us everything evil about Margaret. You know how I found out? There's a mole in Jennifer's camp. And they let me know. Now, do you see, even that lingo sort of gives away her game. A mole? Who says that? Who says there's a mole in someone's camp? I'm like, so, okay, that right there was kind of telling.
There's a double agent.
Like, so that to me makes me aware of the fact that Marge knows, like, who has camps and who has moles, and that she's kind of going around. I'm like, so you gave it away. There you go. There you go.
Marge she's a power player.
She's a power player, and everyone kind of knows it. I think even Melissa made mention of it. Melissa even said, like, no one fucks with Marge last season, which was kind of a big thing for Melissa to say because Melissa and Marge are so close. So this week I have got more episodes to cover than ever because we have got Family Karma, Summer House, Jersey. I'm covering Vanderpump Rules Season 3 on the Patreon. I've got Vanderpump Rules Season 10, and I've got Miami. So I'm feeling a little stressed. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, but I'm telling you, ever since I've been taking the Just Thrive probiotic with the Just Calm, my mood levels and my stress levels have been so improved. And that is because what I've learned is that when you can take care of your gut health, your overall mental health and physical health improves. The Just Thrive probiotic strain is unique in that it arrives in your gut alive, and that allows it to act like a personal gardener. It produces antioxidants right there in your gut, and it eliminates bad bacteria and replenishes it with good bacteria. So then it's functioning well. And when it's functioning well, it's helping you
produce things like serotonin. I didn't even know serotonin was in your gut. Okay, I thought it was all in your brain. And if you've got kids and they don't want to take pills, you can open the capsules and sprinkle it in food and drinks and sneak it in there, because kids should absolutely be partaking in gut health as early as possible. And in terms of the Just Calm product, it is next level stress busting mood support. Not only am I able to respond better to stress, I am actually more focused, I'm clearer, I'm more alert, and I need that this week because I'm going to be busting out episodes and they need to be on time and ready for you guys. And the best thing about Just Thrive products is they have more clinical research than just about anyone else in the industry. They're all natural and they have a money back guarantee, so you got nothing to lose. If you are ready to up your wellness game and beat bloat, digestive issues, stress, and more, you can get 15% off a bottle of Just Thrive probiotic and a bottle of Just Calm with promo code SHESPEAKS at justthrivehealth.com. While you're there, you've got to check out their other research-based products for optimal gut and immune health. There's something for everyone, even a probiotic for your fur baby, all with a bottom of the bottle guarantee. Take control of your health this year with Just Thrive.
So now we go to Paul's house, Dolores' new man. And let me just put it this way. Dolores has never had a man not treat her like shit. And here's a
or
guy.
Or dismiss her. Yeah.
Or let her know, like, no, you're not fully immersed in my life. You're second. Here's a guy that's like, yeah, you can literally stay here morning, noon, and night, spend the night. We'll have like our little sex bubble, walk around in my underwear. My home is your home. And this is clearly her love language.
Oh yeah, she loves that. Like when I saw how threatened Frank was, I knew he was the guy. I was like, oh, here we go. You feel like, shut out. He's able to shut you out. You can't stay with him. He's not beta enough for you to like slide in and be like, that'll always be mine, right? Like, no, you can't do that.
When Paul goes, he doesn't need to be in that situation anymore. I got you now. Her vagina went, okay, yeah, we can go now. Let's go.
It opened like a flower.
She said, all right, I'm going to go make out with you now. And she told those cameras, get the fuck out because we are about to go have some sex.
It's about to go live.
She is ready. So
with
now
that new
we get
booty.
it. Now, that booty looks ridiculous, though. Let me just say that is like, I'm sorry, but Dolores, you didn't need that at all.
She can take that down to Atlanta.
She could. She could.
She the black one for sure now.
She is. It's so ridiculous. All right, now
I'm happy for Dolores. This is what I want for her. I have nothing against Frank. I think Frank's a great guy, but that's not sustainable.
I don't even think he's that great of a guy. I think now he sees the benefit in being much closer to Dolores because she's got this TV show.
On camera, money.
Yeah, but why does he keep needing to live with people? Why can't this man buy himself a house?
Why has he never lived with his children?
Why has he never lived with his children? He cheated on her unapologetically, wouldn't dump the girl, and I came to Jersey late.
I thought that they divorced when the children were teenagers or, prepubescent. I had no idea that they divorced before the little one was even born. I had no idea how long they had not been together. And that's what made that crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And that he didn't, she says at the reunion last season that, because they were talking about Jen's cheating situation. And Jen said, look, I asked, do you want to be with her? And he said, no, I'm done with her. I'm going to totally break it off. And Andy said, was it the same thing with you and Frank? And she said, no, I asked Frank, call her, let her know you're done. And he wouldn't.
Oh.
Can you and Dolores was pregnant with their fucking kid.
So where is this bitch now? Go live with her.
Can you imagine?
Go be on her TV show.
So he was a dick, and yes, he did apologize. Dolores' first full-time season, he apologized on camera for what he did. But Frank is not this sweetheart glorified great person. He's
I
just
mean, we could have grown
good-
since then.
yeah, so but he's like a good character. But he
Yeah.
does deserve to be second fiddle to the man in Dolores's life. So this is great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, he's not her man anymore. So you can stay friends with your ex if you were married, if you have children. You'll
Absolutely.
always be connected, sure. But that doesn't mean that you live with them and they organize their life around you. Like, her focus should be this new man, and they should be able to have that time to do what they're doing. So I'm glad for her. And it's a new experience to see her go through.
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows I'm
Exactly.
dying for that.
I'm just so shocked that Frank is, I think what's pissing her off too is that he's doing all this shit on camera. Like, he's having these moments where he's like, have you met Paul, Joe? Yeah, Paul's not cool. I'm not cool with Paul. And she's like, really? You're going to do this shit on camera? Like, you're going to make this your storyline that you don't like my boyfriend because he doesn't want you living with me? So she's like, fine. Well, he's not afraid of you. But like,
No, he's not.
that's shitty of Frank. Like, you would think Frank would be like, I get it. It was bound to happen. There's going to be a guy
It was
that
bound to happen.
right? Like, there's
Like,
going to
why
be a
doesn't he have
guy.
somebody? Go find you somebody. Shit.
And he does. He's got that young girl who's like 33 or something, and he's 54.
I had no idea.
Yeah. They've been on and
Well, then
off.
where's she? How come she ain't on camera?
She was in the first episode.
Oh, I didn't see.
She was
I
in
didn't pay
this. She was
attention
at
to
the
her.
skating. She was at the skating party.
Oh, okay.
That was her.
So then, like, I know, like, getting into, like, Jackie's been demoted to a friend of. They brought in these other two housewives, the one with the pointy nose and the blonde one. And then there's this older one who I think is also like a friend of.
Yes, Jen Fessler.
Okay. She seems.
Yeah, she's. I'm interested to see if she. Okay, we'll get to her. Okay, so
Okay.
everyone gets their wedding invitations. And Melissa and Joe have their moment opening theirs. And Joe gives this fucking monologue about being in LA and how awkward it was. And he does this. And he's like, we're sitting at this table. 2 kids from Patterson. We grew up in the hood. Shoemaker as a dad. We're at this amazing event. We can't even take a picture on the red carpet. Joe, take it down. Take it down a notch. All right. Again, victim, look at me. I'm just this sweet little kid. I'm a little brother. But he keeps harping out. It's like, Melissa, you can't even be invited to the wedding. And he's like, Louis was supposed to be all zen, but instead he's made it worse. And then in Joe's confessional, he's like, we already had a bad seed. And they flash back to the big fight he had with Giudice, how they were fighting. But now we got a new seed that's germinating. I got so many people saying that they're surprised he used the word germinating correctly.
Correctly?
Right?
Yeah,
But in
I'm
my
surprised.
opinion, you seem to be the common denominator, Joe. How are you not seeing like, here's a totally separate guy with a totally different vibe, and I still am not getting along with this person, and they still seem to think that we have an issue.
With all, notwithstanding how I feel about Joe, I have 2 sisters, and they've picked multiple men that I did not like, and I don't think the common denominator is me. So I'm not going to throw that on Joe. That
Fine,
could be on
fair.
Teresa. But having seen the relationship and how it's all unfolded, he definitely plays a part in all of this. And I don't know what Joe expects. Like, you can't be like the patriarch of the family if you don't do the work.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he wants to be like the man of the family now, but he's only focused on his wife. Like, you have 2 families now. Like, when you get married, you have 2 families. And yes, the family, like your wife, that's supposed to be your main focus, but you can't forget that you're supposed to play a part as the patriarch to your, I guess, sister, or I guess Teresa's older, she should be the matriarch. But like, you have nieces, you have children, like it should be about them being together more than anything else.
It's the same thing. Joe Giudice was saying, be nice to your sisters, apologize, blah, blah, blah. And then here comes Louis going, you're not being good to your sister, or not saying it directly, but it's like, you're not being good to your sister. And Joe's like, she's not being good to me. It's always about how she's not being good to him. When are you going to just stop and listen?
He's the younger brother. Probably never.
Never.
If you have a younger sibling, they never fucking grow up. They never see what they do wrong.
Ever.
They always think that it's supposed to be about them. They never see the sacrifices you make for them that they never have to make for you because you're older than them.
Always.
And they just expect it.
Are
I
you
think
the
he
oldest?
expects her to take care of him. I'm the middle, so I'm very bitter.
Yeah. I'm the old. It's only me and my sister, so I'm the older one, so I related to everything.
So you can get that,
said.
but like if you put the middle in, like I talked to my therapist about how much I resent both of my siblings for different reasons. So yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm the middle child. I hate everybody.
I hate everybody. That was amazing. All right, so we go to Danielle's mozzarella party. Danielle so she says in her confessional, who can fight making mozzarella? Who can fight touching cheese? Remember this line because she sets herself up to say it later. I'm convinced. And then when she doesn't get to say, that's why she says it in her confessional. Because when Dolores shows up, she's like, okay, she's giving her the guest list and she saves both Jennifers are coming because she's hoping Dolores will be like, Jennifer's coming. But when she doesn't get a reaction, she's like, so we're going to make peace, right? And Dolores still is like, yeah, fine, we're good. She's like, because no one can fight making mozzarella, right? She's like, that didn't work. I was setting myself. I really wanted to say that line. That was my line that I was trying to say.
She didn't. You didn't. They need to do some improv.
Can we do a second? So she's like, I'll say that in my confessional. Don't worry, I'll say it in my confessional later. Like, the new girl was like, I have to say this.
I need to get my catchphrase. It won't be a thing. It's not going to be a thing.
I need to get...
We decide what the catchphrase is, yes. Not you.
Exactly. You usually are going to say it when you're in the middle of a fight, and it's something you don't want us. You're not going to want us to say it over and over again because it's going to be something traumatic for you. But we're going to hold on to it because we're fucked up.
That's exactly. Thank you, Emily. That is the best way I can put how a housewives tagline or a phrase, a catchphrase comes on. That's exactly the way it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the middle of something harrowing.
You're going to be in a fight.
Crying.
Yeah.
And we're going to be like, wasn't that hilarious?
And it's funny, going back to the Real House, the Ultimate Girls Trip, every one of those things, we're doing a fight. Everyone. Every single one. Always
a horrible memory, but now they're funny because we laugh at it because we're fucked up people.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Yeah. So I really love Teresa though, because do you remember when Ramona posted Teresa's invitation on her stories?
I do remember that with all the information and everything. I remember that.
And so Teresa, like, walking in and they're like, oh my God, Teresa, we got your invitations. And she's like, yeah, well, because of Ramona, I'm going to have to, like, get all your emails and send a whole thing. And Teresa's confessional, she's like, I wanted to keep my wedding as private as I could. She kind of ruined that. You could see her seething.
Yeah.
You could see her fucking. And Ramona didn't even end up going to the wedding.
And she lives in New York.
Yeah. She's probably fucking terrified. She's like, I probably won't be able to. Yeah.
Ramona does not hang out with people like that. Ramona, no, they might vote the same, but no.
You're right.
Ramona comes from the kind of white people who makes a distinguishing difference between those.
You're right. She's not going to Jersey.
She's not going to Jersey. She didn't want to go. Remember when they were with Leah and she didn't want to go downtown? Yeah. Like, she's not going to. She's old school New York. They don't go to Brooklyn. No. They don't go below 34th Street. No.
They don't do that.
She's not going to Jersey for
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
For somebody that she didn't like in the first place? No.
Absolutely not. So then we get into, like, someone brings up have you talked to Dolores? Like, have you talked to Jennifer? And of course, Dolores is like, no. And Teresa's trying to be like, okay, here's her point. She wanted to, she wanted the charity event. She thought maybe you'd go up to her. And Dolores goes full Jersey. She's like, if she thinks I'm going to kiss her ass because she came to an event that I included her in. And it's like, I live for when they get like this. Like, this is where it becomes like a movie. And it's like, real. This is the dialogue I live for. And Teresa is trying to stick up for Jen. But then this is where that new Jen Fessler girl gets, like, she's like the meddler, very like Jewish. She's like, do you think Jen did anything wrong? And I'm thinking, you better be careful if you think that you can get in the middle of these arguments, girl, because these are scary.
They destroyed Jackie.
Yeah, they destroyed, literally.
Destroyed her.
And I love Dolores pulls this line. She goes, has anybody asked me how I'm fucking feeling? I was like, ooh.
That's how you know it's going bad.
I'm like, no one has. Has anyone asked her? No one's asked her. Someone ask her right now. Someone ask her real quick. And then Teresa's like, then you have to tell her. And Dolores cuts her off and goes, stop sticking up for this cunt. Holy shit.
This is
All
the
right.
Dolores I came to see.
That's what I'm saying. That is what I am saying. But anyway,
She showed up for her paycheck.
they get off of that real quick. And then they're like, so how was LA with Melissa, Teresa? And she goes, we had a great time.
I forgot about that.
It was so
Like,
good.
we didn't talk. It was great.
It was so good. It was great. She's like, look, I know my brother's a little hurt from New York, but I said sorry. Like, what do you, we're good. But she's like, I'm in therapy now. And, you know, I know there's a lot of stigma around that in the Italian culture, but, you know, we're here. And then Melissa and Marge arrive, and then someone goes, hey, where's Jackie? We're waiting on Jackie, right? And Danielle goes, no, she's not invited.
Poor Jackie. Poor Jackie.
She's like, well, she was like looking me up and down. And then they cut to like literally catching Jackie, like looking at her up and down, like, okay. And Jen's like, yeah, she's a snob. And Rachel goes, yeah, she was rude to me too. Because did you catch when she got mad at Rachel for not looking at her when she was talking?
Because she was like, I need to be in this scene. I'm like, wow.
Girl. So Jen goes, is that why you snapped at me maybe? And I'm like, oh, Jen is ready to fight everyone. Jen is ready to literally fight anybody that she can in a group setting. Bring it on. No peacekeeping whatsoever. And Rachel's like, maybe you kind of snapped at me though. And Jen's like, let me give all the details of this fight, even if it's going to make another fight happen. She goes, well, because you said, I was saying that I was being called a hypocrite because I was talking about how Marge was a cheater, but she said that my husband cheated. And Marge was like, can we not? Can we not? And she's like, I'm just giving facts. So I'm like, got it. You're ready to take on the whole group. And I get it. You were thrown under the bus last season with the cheating allegation that you didn't see coming, and you had to basically like fend off a lot. So she's coming into every scene probably waiting for something to happen. And so that's what we're getting. We're getting that energy.
What they say when you're a hammer, everything is a nail?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we get the mozzarella making, turns into food porn, blah, blah, blah. But then Marge pulls Jen aside to talk about her meeting up with Laura. What I'm confused about, though, is Teresa also met up with Laura. So I don't get why, like, Teresa is not included in this.
Because
like,
Teresa is Teresa. Like,
yeah,
Teresa's
right?
not
You don't fuck with Teresa.
No, you don't fuck with Teresa. Like, you're going to go for the easier target.
You don't fuck with Teresa.
Come on, you know that.
You know, I do. You're right.
You don't fuck with Jersey. You don't fuck with Teresa.
You don't.
They're synonymous.
So Marge is like, can you see how like we made up and then you go and meet up with my enemy basically, and how like that doesn't make me feel like our makeup was genuine? And Jen's like, no, I really don't. And Marge goes, oh my God, please be a little self-reflective. And Jen goes, I'm very self-reflective.
I look in the mirror all the time.
She's like, that's what you mean by that, right? But then Marge goes to this place. She's like how you're not self-reflective with Dolores. Now you see, that's not necessary. Because then it's just going to make her defensive. You know, now we're defensive. And then Jen's like, you don't choose if I'm self-reflective or not, which doesn't totally make sense. But I guess I kind of get it. Like, okay, like you don't get to call me. Okay, fine.
You don't get to decide what that's happening. But then boom, three-way fight.
Three-way fight because, yeah, exactly. Marge goes, don't get defensive. That's all, you know, you could say, sorry, I made a mistake. Well, don't tell her what to say. Maybe she's not sorry.
And telling a woman to calm down, I mean, that's basically what she just said. Yeah,
exactly. So now we're all going away. And then Marge, you have a twisted way of thinking. You're twisted. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Then she says, you have marijuana paranoia. What?
Can't say stuff like that on TV.
And also, no, she's not high. I could tell if someone's high. She doesn't even look a little stoned. She's like, you have to get help. I'm like, okay, clearly you've never smoked
First of all, marijuana is legal in New Jersey. First of all.
Marge said it at the reunion, too. She's like, you smoke pot all the time. And then that's when Teresa went, some people function better when they're high.
How old do you have to be to make that a diss to somebody?
Well, that's exactly why we're like, this is why Marge I like when Jen goes, "Who needs Karens when you got a Margaret?" Which was kind of a good line because it felt very Karen.
I mean, yeah.
Marge walks over to the rest of the women at the pool and she's like, Teresa, if you're getting help, she's getting help because you know what? She needs help too, okay? She needs help. And Jen overhears and she's like, you don't get to say that I need help. I choose, okay? I choose that. And then Marge again, she's like, look, you have issues with everyone. You have issues with Dolores. And Jen says, I don't have issues with Dolores. Dolores has issues with me.
Issues with me.
Dolores turns around and goes, how? And then she goes, I don't know, babe. You don't care. So Dolores who? And Dolores gets up. And I mean, it was exciting. She goes, what the fuck? And the way she like turned around, I was like, please get out of this. Like, I wanted her to like charge her so I don't know why I want violence, but I want at least a taste of it.
Well, here's the thing. That's how I know that Dolores isn't really black, because if she was really black, you would have heard her say, bitch. That's the only response. As she was turning around, bitch, that is how you would know.
Because she didn't. You're right. She didn't.
She didn't do that.
She did not.
That's how you know. But what else? I mean, what else can you do besides that in that situation? I mean, that level of disrespect.
It was like Dolores who? I was so fucked up. Now it's like them fighting. You bad.
It just comes out.
You're right. You're right. It was natural, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just, that's just, I mean, that's the way I was raised. That's what the black woman who raised me taught me.
That's the way I was raised.
The Dora Milaje that raised me taught me that way.
Then it's just like, there's no real point to this. It's like, you badmouth me. No, you badmouth me first. And they keep cutting over to that Jen Fessler chick who's like, is that your sandwich? I'm going to eat that sandwich. And then they go back and then Jen will be like, Teresa, you said it was fucked up too. And then they go back. She's like, is there mustard on this? Did you put mustard? This is really good. But then unfortunately, Fessler tries to get involved. She's like, guys, neither one of you are owning your part. Okay.
You're interrupting my sandwich.
Dolores goes, Jen Fessler, wrong time, wrong people. And then Jen's like, fuck you guys, and starts eating her cake violently. She's like, how dare you? So they somehow resolve it. I'm not really aware. I think Dolores goes, all right, let's just be cordial, and walks away. And then stupid Melissa, she's like, Dolores, do you feel better after that conversation? Were you paying attention?
No, she...
Just this fucking... Don't
She's
talk
too busy
if you
not
have
licking balls.
nothing to... You're so stupid. All right,
She's
so
the
now
worst.
we start up the new. This is going to be the beginning of the Teresa outing Melissa for bringing shit up on camera that makes her look bad when she shouldn't. So Teresa's like, guys, by the way, I'm not going to do seating arrangements at the wedding. And Marge is like, good, because you had issues last time you had seating arrangements. And then Teresa's like, well, yeah, she was sitting at my table. Melissa and Joe were sitting, but they asked to move to the other table. And then it's like, what? No, that's not what happened. You sat us at the kids' table or the other table with whatever. And this is fun. Dolores goes, in an Italian family, it's a big fucking deal where you sit. I can imagine, right? It's very Godfather. It's very Godfather. It's like you weren't sitting at the main table. But Teresa swears on her mother, father, and 4 daughters that they were supposed to be at that table. And that's when I'm like, I believe it. I now
totally
believe it.
She would never play with that.
Never lie if she was swearing.
Production
on
did
people.
it. Production did it.
And well, no one was. It wasn't even filmed. It wasn't even fucking filmed. So I think that it was like a wedding, like the event planner did it wrong or something. Mm-hmm. And so Melissa,
by the behest of production.
Was production there though?
I don't know. Production is everywhere. I believe everything on production.
I like that too. Fine, we'll go with that. But then so Teresa says, like, you knew, like, I went up to you guys and said, I'm so sorry. You were supposed to be sitting at that table. And Melissa's like, yeah, okay, I know. And she's like, okay. Teresa goes, if you knew that though, and you knew we had that conversation, why did you bring it up at the reunion? That's kind of a smoking gun. If you have a whole conversation where you're like, you were supposed to be sitting at this table, someone fucked up, I'm so sorry. Then you go to the reunion and you're like, you had us sitting at this other table as if it was like on purpose.
Right.
That's some shady shit.
Of course.
Shady
That's exactly what she would do. She's making drama.
Pisses me off. She's like, why'd you bring it up at the reunion? She's like, why? We were fighting. That's why. So you're playing dirty.
Yes. Yes. That's what she does.
Pisses me the fuck off.
If Melissa is not doing this, what is Melissa doing? If Melissa, she doesn't like fighting with Jen because Jen is too much of a wild card.
Yeah.
And now that Jen has been in the group long enough to get information, she really doesn't want to fuck with Jen now.
Oh, good point. Good.
I'm sure Jen has all of the receipts. If not, she'll find them. She'll sit in that palace of hers on the phone and she'll get it.
You're right.
She doesn't. It's safe for her to fight with
that palace on
Teresa.
the phone.
Oh, that house. We have a theater and a basketball court, both indoors. Shit.
Right. Well, that was the end of the because it's going to continue. This fight's going to continue because Melissa's putting her foot down. She's like, "This is not what's happening in my life anymore. You don't get to blame me." Because Teresa finally, she's like, "Look, you want to know why you're not a bridesmaids? Because you weren't sticking up for me against Marge." She's like, Melissa's doing I didn't do anything. Like, it's not me who did it. This is it's going to go back and forth. So there we go. But next week we're going to get the fight between Louie and Joe Gorga, where Joe's going to smack the table and say, "I'm going to fucking knock you out."
I love to see him do it. I love to see them fight. Quite frankly,
me too.
I was on the fence about watching the season. I watched the first episode and I was like, oh, okay. This episode really got me in it because that fight, Dolores waking up.
Yeah.
That got me in it. I'll be watching this season. So
woo!
I'm invested. You got me invested again, Emily.
Oh, yay. That was
God help
what
me.
I did. Okay.
Something to watch in hotel rooms.
Okay. So like tell the people where they can find you, go see you, all the things.
Okay, so I'm on the road now, opening for Kevin James Thornton, who's a really great, well-known comedian. I'm opening for him on his international tour. This month I'll be in Connecticut, and then in the month, and then West Nyack, and then in March I'll be in Pittsburgh, Tampa, Orlando, somewhere else. I'm still doing shows in Brooklyn and in Manhattan too, in between when I'm home. So you can catch me there. You can find me at the Quin Lamar on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, and I keep all of my show dates and I put everything out there. If you want to come and see a show, I'd love to see you guys there.
Love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for squeezing me in today on your
Thanks for having me back. It's been a while since I've been here.
I know. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening, for watching. Love you, mean it. Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did, would you mind leaving me a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform you are listening? If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget there's the super thanks option down at the bottom, the little button with the $ and the heart. And also I'm on buymeacoffee.com/SheSpeaksBravo if you want to buy me a little coffee or 2 or 5. And my Patreon, that is where I'm covering all of the classic Bravo jams. If you want to follow me over there and subscribe, link is in the description. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok at She Speaks Bravo. And whoever the guest was for today, all their information is always in the episode description. So if you want to follow them and check them out, check there for the info. And any of the sponsor codes that I mentioned in this episode will also be in the description. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.